Hello from Plant Review. Today I will talk a little bit about anemones. Anemones are a bulbous plant. The bulbs can be bought usually in autumn. The most common are anemone, the different varieties of anemone nemorosa and anemone coronaria. However, yeah, there's different kind of species as well. We start today to talk about probably my favorite one at the moment is the anemone fulgens. This one is called anemone fulgens annulata grandiflora. As you can see, annulata is Latin for ring, and well, you can see the petals the center of the petals is lighter than the rest of the petal, and it basically make a circle. The color, I have, well, about three bulbs, and I have slightly different colors and petal in this species. This one was the first one to bloom. Well, as you can see, it losing the petals. It's very dark, very bright red, with again a quite wide, white, well, creamy um, area near the base of the petal. And this flower is quite big, but the petals are quite narrow. Here we have another flower with quite narrow petals, but the color is a little bit different. Rather than kind of scarlet red, this is more magenta red. Is still very nice, but honestly, I much rather prefer the scarlet red. And the petals here again are quite narrow, and the clear center is, I would say, of a medium width. It's still a pretty nice flower. However, unfortunately, this species, like many anemones, is not fragrant. And here I have another plant. This is probably my favorite because the red is much brighter than the second one, and also the area in the center is quite narrow, the pale area, so the flower is almost completely bright red. The flower also has black anthers and a black stigma. The animal is also called windflower. I suppose because after the fertilization they develop a seed pod with kind of fluffy seeds that go with the wind. So yeah, well, I don't read this, but well, I'm pretty sure the name is for this. And the anemones again are bulbs planted in autumn, and they bloom in spring. The height of the plant is about 25 centimeters tall. They can reach up to 30. Sometimes they stretch out, and I have it in a pot, but a flower like this will not be unnoticed in the garden, believe me. And I will show you at the end of the video also some other anemones I have in the garden. Here I have some blue anemone. This is called anemone blue mistral. This Italian. This was selected in Italy. I bought it from Farmer Gracie. Again, same height of the fulgens is about 25-30 centimeters tall. Again, dark black anthers and stigma. The flower, unfortunately, is quite small. I have much bigger anemones in other varieties. I was expecting a little bit more from this anemone. The color is very nice. It's more than blue, actually. I would say purple with kind of bluish, yeah, darker blue stripe. It's not an ugly flower, but for sure there's much better anemone. For example, well, I can show you the difference with this one. You can see how big this flower is. This is anemone Hollandia. 1 second, let me just be sure. No, sorry, That's the anemone scent bright the governor. So this is anemone with well, lots of petals. It's a double circle of petals, bright red, with a center that is more pinkish rather than cream. The color is still very bright, as you can see. I have a few bulbs here, so they make a spectacular display. Same height, about 25-30 centimeters tall, and well, you can see the difference in size from the anemone mistral. This is definitely anemone I can recommend both in a pot and in the garden. A few bulbs are a little bit different. You can see the difference in color. They are more, these ones are more pinkish rather than red, and they are also a little bit smaller. So, well, I suppose there's always an individual variation, so you have to be lucky. However, this is definitely an anemone that I can recommend also for the garden. And as you can see here, indeed, we have this beautiful anemone, the governor, in the garden. Very big flower, bright red. Sorry, I'll show you this color in the flower. Yeah, as you can see, it's incredible the size, and the red is very bright. And nearby we have some anemone blanda. That's a species that is yeah, the anemone blanda purple. There is also a white variety. I have different shades of purple. Every now and then white turns also up. This is a plant that I planted in the garden about 2 years ago. It bloomed very well last year. It is blooming also very well this year. As usual, might be a bit sensitive to snails. It's very important that they are in a very well drained soil and very sunny. As you can see, I have them in full sun. Some anemones actually can grow well in woodland, but I think my anemones like a lot the full sun. Here I have another bulb of the of another anemone. Um, Possibly this one is the Mistral Red, possibly. Unfortunately, I don't have the tag, so I'm not too sure. This flower resembles very much the Mistral Blue, however, is bright red with a light white circle. About anemones, again, plant them in autumn. Is recommendable to put the bulbs, the corms in water for about 30-40 minutes before planting them in the ground. Some people recommend not to expose them to very cold temperature. Here in the southeast England, my anemones were able perfectly to survive days, a few days at -7, -8 during the big chill, the beast from the east in 2017, and they bloomed perfectly the spring after. We have to just be careful about the snails. Sometimes they can eat a little bit yeah, leaves and new buds. Very well drained soil again, and that's a very easy flower to grow, and really rewarding. They usually also multiply well and are very resistant species. Definitely easy bulbs and easily recommended for every kind of garden. They are beautiful in a pot, but even as you can see, sometimes they can be quite small. The Manuel Blanda is about 15-20 centimeters tall. Their habit, they are able to grow around the weeds, as you can see, and point the flowers towards the sky, so you can, yeah, reaching the light, so they offer still a very spectacular show once you put them in your garden. I would recommend them obviously for the front border and the medium border the most. They don't reach more than 25-30 centimeters. anyway. And again, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I think I will be back with a few more anemone varieties in the next few days. Thank you, bye.